Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we get a random story idea and just develop it.
Okay, so what do we got today?
Okay, let's see what the prompt is today. Drawn from our hat. A group of roommates are all rival spies trying to get information on each other while acting like normal people.
This is Daniel's, isn't it?
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
You can
Okay,
tell.
so-
How
got
many
different-
rival factions can you have?
I imagined each individual
Special
person in the dorm had their own like faction behind them.
Well, and how
Which
many
would have their own
factions would you
specialization.
have?
So
You can
basically,
have-
how many ideas can you
'cause
come
if
up
you've
with
got-
for a specialty of a spy organization?
Okay.
And that's how many you got.
All
I'd
right.
say, well, I personally have like 4 roommates total, so
Okay.
probably
Yeah.
like 4 or 5.
4 or
Six is
5,
probably
6, 4
About.
to 6 ish.
Yeah, that sounds
All
about
right. So we need some factions.
Okay, well,
Let's
we
see.
definitely want to have someone who has the just ridiculous number of spy gadgets faction.
Okay.
Well, I was thinking like each faction would have their own like type of spy gadget. So you'd have one that like focused on nanites and nanotechnology, so they could have their
Okay.
technology be anywhere. But then you had another which
Mhm.
had a focus on like biotechnology, so its people were enhanced in some way. And then you just have another that has connections everywhere, and so no matter where you go, you walk into the restaurant and everyone's talking normally, but this one guy's passing messages with the server
Okay.
secretly.
So what are the goals of these different factions?
Well, it said that they wanted to kill each other, didn't it?
Well, no, not necessarily kill each other. They were trying to gather info on each other.
Okay. So they're.
I mean, it might come to killing eventually, but the question then is, what is the goal of the factions?
Yes.
That's
The ultimate goals of
question.
the different factions, because usually if you have a lot of factions, you've got something valuable or something important going on. So is there a resource they're all after?
Okay, how about this? You want to have a lot of different factions. Okay, just a second. Did you? You can interrupt me. Go ahead.
Well, one thing I was thinking of is what if we had it so that there was someone, there was another roommate who wasn't in any of the factions, but they were all actually after him because he has something that they all want, and that's why they're trying to compete against each other, is so that they can specifically manage to get this one guy to work with them and get as much information on the others as possible too, so that they can try to interrupt them from getting this from this guy. That's one idea. at
Okay,
least.
here's an idea. So you want to have a lot of different factions, right? And you've got to have a reason to have a lot of different factions, because if you
Exactly.
have this country versus this country, you have 2 factions.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
suppose that there is internal strife within the government itself, right?
Okay.
So now you have, kind of your FBI, your CIA, your Department of,
And they're all fighting for
yeah,
control.
Homeland Security, all your different things. Then you've got some, and it doesn't have to be set up like our government, but they've all
Honestly, no,
got
that would be boring.
um
Our government is just us stab each other in the back, all with the exact same tactics. There's no excitement. It's just a bunch of death.
okay. So now we are going to, but the thing is, if
Okay.
you've got a bunch of factions, you've got a bunch of different organizations that like work for the government, and they all are suspecting the others of some sort of whatever it is, working with the enemy, or trying to usurp power, or whatever they're doing, and so they're all investigating each other because they all because they all have they all have the goal of their independent department, but they want to keep secret from the others because they're all working
what
for the
they're
same
doing.
government. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking contractors or someone trying to, all could also be, sending in spies. So, but that's a similar, but yeah, that would be fun. So you were mentioning a target. What if the target was also undercover? So they don't know who the target is, but they know that he's staying in the general vicinity.
So they know, hey, someone in this dorm is the target that we're looking for,
yes.
but everyone else
someone
is
in the
actually
dorm-
a spy.
Yeah, so someone in the dorm is, the prince with the, special bloodline, or, the one who has the chosen one.
Why would he be the chosen one?
That's the question we'll have to answer.
Could be bloodline.
Well-
He could have he could have cracked the code for some kind of new technology that would make a big, that would change everything for the country. He could be, I don't know, if you want to do get into magic or something, he could have some kind of special ability. So lots of reasons someone could be the chosen one.
Ability without magic, you can do that with science.
Yeah, there's tons of spy stuff you could do.
Oh yeah.
The real question is, why do they want him? What are they after?
Well, you could say
What
that
is the end goal
what
for
if we said that he had a photographic memory and he saw a bunch of stuff relating to basically all of the organizations, and so he knows almost everything about all of them, and that's why they want him, because he could
He has
be
a
a
wealth of
threat
information.
he has-
or
he
a
has a-
great asset.
Yeah, so he has an eidetic memory, and at one point somehow he managed to basically find all the organization's secret documents. And so in this civil war, if you could get access to him, you'd basically have every organization's
Everything you
secrets,
need.
everyone's secrets, which would automatically put you on top and give you an advantage over everyone else.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that is nice for a couple of reasons. Because one thing, if everybody just wants him dead, and he could have hacked into the information
Yeah.
accidentally,
Mhm.
be a computer nerd. But one nice thing about that is if everyone just wants him dead,
Then blow up the building.
yeah, he's too
Yeah.
easy to kill. Because he's
Yeah.
not this, super high
No.
defense, all this stuff. So
No,
that
everyone
gives
wants
them
him
reason,
on their side.
right? That
Yeah.
gives them reason to
Uh-huh.
want your hero alive, so he doesn't die in chapter 2.
Yes.
Who says he's the hero? All of them are the main character.
Well, the
Yeah,
whole
no,
concept is that they're all fighting against each other, but completely in secret, and nobody outside the storm looking in sees any kind of fight going on. Like, it looks like just a normal dorm or whatever it is, and
Yes.
yet,
But on the inside-
thing is just like, okay, let's see. I know they've stuffed a camera in my room somewhere, but that's okay. I'm really good at sending secret messages. Look at me all you want. You can't find the secret messages.
Have y'all ever played Assassin? This used to be a common thing back when I was in, high school, college, and whoever was playing, you would give them a name, of somebody else. You
someone
draw
you
a
have
name,
to
and then you'd
kill.
have to go try to, yes, quote, kill that person. You couldn't do it during class, but you would have to, do something. You could, leave a little package that they opened, and it'd say this had a bomb and just exploded, or you could shoot them with a water pistol or a Nerf gun, or jump out of the trees and put your hands and go, I just strangled you, whatever. And so it's kind of a game. But the interesting thing about this would be that you would kind of have these people in this dorm room trying to act totally normal, but checking every, like when you played Assassin, you'd look for things like, is the doorknob, does it have Vaseline on it? Is there contact poison? And so they're going to be checking everything. They're
Yeah.
going to be sitting there squeezing the toothpaste out, and they're going to be just very, very
Observing everything.
paranoid, but trying not to act like it.
Yes.
That could be very interesting.
You
I
could
think
also
it's
have it
evolved
so
over the
that
years.
you could also have it so the one who has this incredible memory is actually also picked up on it. He just
Well, I think
actually
he would
finds this
know.
Well,
interesting to
I
check
think
out.
he knows that people are after him and are trying to basically butter him up, but nobody else knows who he is. So they're all
Yeah.
trying to spy
So
on
they
each
could
other,
be-
but they're
they
also
could
trying
be
to become
buttering each
great,
other up.
buttering. It's like, I don't know which of these guys I need to butter up, so I'm buttering all of them up. And
On the
hopefully,
surface, we are a really happy bunch of
great
roommates.
bunch
We
of
love each other
roommates.
so much.
You haven't had anyone who's
We're
been this willing to help me
best
out with
friends.
home. Hey, I haven't had anyone who's been this willing to help me out with this thing. with the mechanics. So, I'm all for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And many of them are actively trying to exploit that as the others to like distract them and stuff so that they can get
Mhm.
closer. And just all while acting as completely normal as possible.
This could be very entertaining.
It's got a lot of interplay with characters, and you've got a lot of villains from the organization. But what's the threat to the people in this room that are? What's the
What
threat
is
to
the
the actual people?
the actual
Right.
plot is the real problem, because the way it
Well-
is, what it would make, you might make like a fun game to take a few roommates and say, okay, well let's play this, and then whatever they make up happens type thing. But
Hilarious sitcom.
yeah, it would be a
Hilarious
hilarious
That would be a
sitcom.
hilarious sitcom.
But if you actually wanted to like make this into a book, you'd
You wanna
need
raise
a
some
main
stakes?
character, and you'd need some stakes.
I think your guy with the great memory is the main character because he's the only one who knows who the target really is.
Yeah, because he is the target.
I mean, if you want to leave the mystery, that can be fun too. It's fun to have things be a little mysterious and try to find figure out which of the roommates is really the but you could also have a lot of fun with your guy who is who knows everyone's after him and is playing around and messing around, and that sometimes that makes for a good point of view character because they have a better perspective on things.
Honestly,
And this
this
is
is
when
a
you're
type
gonna-
of story I wouldn't actually make a single point of view character. I do third person omniscient,
Okay.
where because then you could jump between different character point of views, and
That's
then
also
this
possible.
this person is sitting there, okay,
Or go between the different
and then you go over to this guy who
I mean,
walks over, who walks over. Oh yeah, so I'd like to order.
yeah.
Having Morse code on the guy's back while he's talking to him, and you could have all these little details of messages and codes and putting up these hidden cameras everywhere, while
Mhm.
and you could actually see them because if you want it, you'd either have to imply that a lot more of this is happening than it is and not show most of it,
Yeah.
or you'd have to have
You'd
one
either-
guy notice everything happening, and that's a little hard to do. But if you do
Okay.
third person omniscient.
Okay, you could do that.
But that makes it a little harder to have a main character because you'd be focusing so much on all the characters that you
You
can't
can
really.
switch perspectives. That works.
I mean,
You can
I
you
switch
can't really
perspectives.
have all the
You-
characters be.
I guess the question is, would you? I guess it all depends on whether you want this to be a mystery for the audience to try to figure out and leave them lots of hints, or if you want this to be,
And then
I
how do you
think
resolve it?
you're
is the
going
question.
to have to develop all
Entertainment.
these people in this dorm pretty well.
Yeah.
You can have one and say this guy is my main character, but you're going to develop all of
they're
them.
all going to
Whole
be
dorm,
names.
yes.
Because it's about all of them and the interaction.
Mhm.
So yes, I would say choose one as your main guy, but and whether it's one of the spies or the guy that's being hunted, you can go either way works.
Yeah.
Just depending on how you want to go with the story. So who's the big bad villain? Where does this?
Because the big
What-
problem
where's-
is
how do
if
we
you want to
escalate?
develop all the characters in this dorm enough that you could make one of the characters in the dorm the villain, but I don't feel like that really
I
fits
think
with
the
the
villain
story.
in this case are all the factions. I think that I could
It's all the
very
infighting
much
between
see
them.
them all being corrupted and wrong, and maybe that's eventually where your roommates come to, is they realize that they're all the bad guys, and well,
And then
maybe
it's a
not the
big old
chosen
fight to
one.
try to take out all these organizations.
Without anyone noticing, of course, because
Obviously.
Yes.
because
But they do
well,
have all the dirty secrets on
well,
everyone.
here's the thing:
Or
if
they-
you take down one secret organization and it becomes public that one goes down, suddenly all the others. So they wouldn't just be trying to keep it secret from the populace that they take down these organizations. They'd want to be
Try to
taking
keep
them
it
down from
the-
the inside, making all the other organizations think they're still operating normally, so that they can then go in and take down those until they disassemble everything, unite everyone, and then work together to really lead the country into a new brighter path.
I
Definitely
think
be
to
interesting.
get your really big climax, you have to have more than I'm trying to take down these organizations.
You need
The-
leaders.
the organizations and their leaders have to be planning something huge, whether it's the assassination of the president or it's which
You're right. That
people
is a good
have,
point.
but they have to be planning something huge, and they're going to have to stop
You can
that
have-
big event from happening
or-
at risk of themselves.
You have a group of people from a few of these organizations, the stronger ones, who are actually having multiple plans go out in tandem. So one of them is plotting an assassination against the president or whatever you call the leader of this country, the monarch, and is planning on replacing him with a puppet. But another one is actually preparing a powerful super weapon, some kind of bomb, to detonate into a rival country so that their entire country can like annex it, while another one is actually working on a way to basically mass subjugate the population so that and you can have all of
Okay.
these plans that are all going to come to fruition around the same time at the end of the school year, obviously.
Obviously.
That
Because
makes it
that's
more
how
interesting.
dramatic timing works.
Finals week.
And everything happens at finals week. Yes.
Of course.
Okay, so I've got this final, and I've got to go
But
straight
no
down
one
this
actually knows
organization.
about all these problems. This is
It's
what
your
everyone
one
is
guy
hunting.
that everyone's hunting. Yes.
Okay.
Well, and if things start to look dicey on the part of these roommates, some of these factions might be willing to bomb the whole place and just say, well, it will cut all our
Yeah,
losses.
it's like
So
it's better
they're
if you
gonna
cut our
have to be
losses, which is
careful.
one of the reasons why they can't reveal
They have to
anything
be
weird is going
very
on to
careful
anyone.
about what's going on. But yeah, so this is going to be interesting.
It could be fun.
Okay, I think,
Ugh.
like I said, great sitcom. It could also make a very funny anime series. You know,
Yes.
I could
Anything
just see
episodic
it
in general.
something like how I kept my roommates from finding out all the secrets and destroying the world, or
No,
it's gotta
Anime
be
titles are
It's
weird.
gotta be something like
book
that.
though too.
But
It could be a good book, but
if you
but
did it
one book.
episodically,
Yes.
one thing you
So-
definitely have to do, have the entire first episode go by with a bunch of things with something strange obviously happening, but no obvious hints that there are any secret organizations involved until like a hint at the end of the first episode, which was like, wait a second. These aren't normal people. These are normal. And then in the second episode, you just jump full into, yeah, all these guys are secret agents type
It'd be
thing.
very interesting. So
There's
who
only
could
one of these
write
guys who's not a
this?
secret agent.
My question is, who could write this?
I don't think I could write this.
Who's good
It's-
at subtext? Who's good at writing subtext?
Oh, this would be his.
That would be
Ooh.
this
This
would be
would
Michael.
be Michael's. This would definitely be
I can
Michael's.
see that.
He would get into all the subtext.
Michael's good at
That is
subtext,
true.
and he's also good at sci-fi, and he's good at most of these things.
Yeah,
So I
I think
think
it
Michael.
would be Michael that would write this.
That's
I
Sounds
think
very
Michael, but with a
interesting.
bit of help from you to get some of the interpersonal relations, because
And
this
the
is
intrigues.
all about
Yeah.
interpersonal relation
And
and
the
intrigue. So this would be Michael with help.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And if any of you want to write it, hey, we'd love to see what you do.
Maybe you could do it better.
Yep,
Next
maybe.
time.
See ya.